Hello, comrades, and welcome back to the Boston Commune. We're just going to dive right in. This is episode 82, Medicare Privatization, Part 2. If you haven't listened to Part 1 yet, please do that. And forgive us for launching into like a 10-minute conversation about buttholes. This might be the beginning of an episode for you, but it was basically the end of an episode for us. So. Thank you, Joe, for setting me up to explain the most recent heinous crimes against humanity.
Perpetrated by the American healthcare system.
Yes.
And our government more broadly.
So, yeah, wow. I mean, you really can't single anybody. Well, I will single a couple of people out. But first one being Barack Obama. But I tried to keep this like as palatable as possible. So I will expand all acronyms in my primer, even when it is obnoxious, with the exception of the following.
Barack Obama.
Nope.
That's not an acronym.
He is safe from acronym expansion. So the three acronyms will be...
The Rock Obama.
DCE stands for...
Direct Contracting Entity.
CMS stands for...
Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services.
CMS. I know there's another M in that, but CMS...
Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services.
CMMI stands for...
Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services Innovation Center.
I know that those acronyms would, if properly expanded, would have more letters in them, but I'm not fucking doing that every time.
I just remembered the 2003 Act. One thing I forgot about it is that it set the table for the CMMI because they implemented like a pilot program for like partially privatized Medicare by 2010, which is around the time they started kicking the tires on CMMI.
Yes, thank you. So
baby.
So I will be talking about direct contracting entities. Remember, that's DCE. And particularly, there's a pilot program that is currently underway. The most recent wave of Medicare privatization, which is this pilot program to test what is called direct contracting. It's a horrible misnomer, by the way. Was initiated under the Trump administration and has continued under the Biden administration. Direct contracting, in essence, is Medicare Advantage on neoliberal steroids. It is a surreptitious profiteering scheme from one of Paul Ryan's wet dreams.
Jeez.
Yes.
Sounds pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
His wet dreams are all terrifying. I mean, this is a man who famously repeatedly went on TV and was like, when I was in college, you were at keg parties dreaming of how to privatize Social Security.
Yes.
Yeah, that's weird. He's a weirdo.
That's actually a direct quote.
Yeah, I know, dude.
These are the dreams where he achieved climax, so you know it's going to be good.
Yeah. The only time he achieved climax.
It's unfortunate.
Back in 20...
We could go on.
Back in 2010, with the passing of the Affordable Care Act, i.e. Obamacare, the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services Innovation Center, remember that CMMI, was established to play around with healthcare payment models without congressional oversight. This was a Barack Obama invention.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't really like government oversight when he was drone bombing people in the Middle East, so it kind of tracks.
When he was drum bombing them.
It does track. So in this pilot program, this is the direct contracting pilot program. In this pilot program, the CMMI is tasked with assigning millions of traditional Medicare recipients to various direct contracting entities, which will be DCEs for the remainder of this primer, without the consent of said beneficiaries. And unlike Medicare Advantage insurers, which are, at least on paper, required to spend a minimum of 85% of revenue on patient care, so that's already right there. They're just assuming there's going to be a 15% wasted revenue, basically. Unlike Medicare Advantage insurers, DCEs merely have an implicit moral obligation to keep their medical loss ratios to about 60%. So right off the bat, this is at least...
So right off the bat, 40% profits.
Yeah, at least twice as bad as Medicare Advantage. And to prepare you for what's to come, in the comments of an article I used for research, one man posted, quote, "I'm 70 years old and recently received an MRI. According to documents I received afterward, the hospital billed for almost $7,000, and Medicare paid the hospital $48.
What?
Something is clearly out of whack. End quote. So what exactly are DCEs? Essentially,
Apparently nothing.
any company can apply to become a DCE, including investor-backed startups, for-profit hospital systems, accountable care organizations, which are basically provider networks that share cost savings from the treatment of specific patient populations, Medicare Advantage plans, and other commercial insurance companies. DCE applicants are approved by the CMMI, that's the Innovation Center, without the input of legislators. The CMMI initially approved 3 models to implement new payment methods with participating DCEs. These were the geographic, professional, and global models. The first one, geographic DCEs, or the GEO model, would be the most detrimental to the public sector and to traditional Medicare beneficiaries. It would assign all Medicare beneficiaries in a large geographic region to its corresponding DCE without the awareness or consent of those patients and with no right to opt out. The DCEs would assume 100% risk, that's all profits and losses, from the beneficiary's treatment in an outright privatization of traditional Medicare. Thank God the Biden administration was forced, well, not God, but humans. Thank human. The Biden administration was forced to pause the geographic pilot in January because there was so much pushback from providers and healthcare advocates. But the list of participating DCEs and models is updated every year, so we have to stay vigilant on this. The other 2 models, on the other hand, were given the green light. So the professional model, professional DCEs share 50% risk with the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, that's CMS. They can participate in what is called primary care capitation, which is basically monthly payments allocated ahead of time from CMS to cover all primary care services. Capitation, basically, I didn't put a definite, I thought Joe was going to cover this, but basically it's like a fixed payment, like ahead of time. The Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services will just allocate these private corporations. They'll just give them money and say, cover everything.
It's a blockchain, basically.
I don't know how that.
I mean, a blockchain is basically the same thing. You get a lump sum of money.
I don't think that's what blockchain is.
No, that's not how it works.
But it occurred to me in post that Joe was trying to say block grant. Also, Sarah went to bed. Actually, you know what? We're not going to fucking talk about blockchain. We're going to keep talking about the
we're going.
So, professional model, these capitation payment amounts are defined by the enrollee's risk score, which is a metric based on clinical diagnoses, which are often manipulated by insurers to achieve maximum profits. The risk score, well, I'll talk about the risk score later, but Joe talked about it a little bit. And then the third model is the global model, in which global DCEs would assume 100% of the risk, and capitation can either be partial, primary care only, or total, encompassing all services provided by the DCE and its contractors, which are referred to as preferred providers.
Capitation.
It's a fucking, I like that word. Like,
yeah.
It's like a scary word, but it sounds nice, you know, it rolls off the tongue. So some characteristics which are common to both global and professional DCEs, which are, remember, the ones that got the green light. Enrollees can technically seek care outside of the DCE's network. CMS pays for care at the Medicare contracted rate, but then it reconciles the costs back onto the DCE. So ultimately, the government is not fully paying for this. Some of the cost is going to be pushed back into the private sector, which creates an obvious incentive for DCEs to prevent enrollees from accessing out-of-network services. Yay! And another thing common to both global and professional DCEs, Medicare beneficiaries are actively targeted for alignment to these DCEs. And here's I said I think I crafted the funniest thing that I've ever said on this podcast, and here it is.
Here we go.
DCEs can, I wish I hadn't set it up like that. It's not going to be as funny now. But
folks,
DCEs, they can advertise to seniors to their heart's desire. As I'm sure most of us have recently encountered one or more advertisements featuring a kitchen table exchange at the convergence of scripted dialogue so bad that it must be satire, OSHA PowerPoint with a vaguely human facade, fast-talking infomercial pitch with VHS-era 3D rendering, and William Shatner's cozy yet earnest Plinoidal Cyst Cream subscription service featuring toll-free consultation and 2 copies of the Medicare Advantage booklet in the waiting room from that time you accompanied Aunt Genevieve to the podiatrist. Thank you. It took me a long time to write that.
Joe laughed.
I wish it was received better, to be honest.
The last part was really good.
So the CMMI conducts what is called prospective alignment of beneficiaries annually, and DCEs can request quarterly what is called prospective plus alignment. And in that process, the Innovation Center searches 2 years worth of beneficiaries' claims, looking for encounters with DCE providers so that beneficiaries can be automatically aligned to DCEs. So basically, they're saying, we need to find these customers a business so that these business can exploit these customers for money.
Yeah. That's what it's all about.
Though beneficiaries can opt out of having their data shared with the DCEs, the CMMI will regardless conduct auto-alignment without the knowledge or consent of prospective enrollees. So basically, this is happening to me right now. There is a fucking panel of people that is looking at my health data saying, I wonder, like, who, let's set this guy up with some people who can make money off of his illnesses. And because a beneficiary's primary care physicians are essential to that alignment process, DCEs are already recruiting providers and physicians into their networks. Yay! Predictably, there was misconduct baked into this program from the start. And here's some real spicy shit coming up. During the Trump administration, a man named Adam Boehler, Boehler, was appointed as director of CMMI. He contracted a firm called Oxeon to temporarily staff the Innovation Center, and those staff subsequently crafted a direct contracting program to suit corporate interests. Prior to his appointment, Boehler had been running a startup called Landmark Health, with heavy financial backing from venture capital, including funding from, you guessed it, Oxeon. In fact, CMMI's plan directly referenced several Oxeon-funded health companies, and then Landmark Health announced that it would be one of the first-round DCEs to participate in the new pilot. The plan elicited responses from career staff at CMMI such as, quote, "This shit is so fucking gross," and, quote, "Ugh."
Bitch,
what the
you
fuck?
better be joking.
According to The Intercept. The Office of the General Counsel for the Health and Human Services Department also commented on a draft of the proposed scheme, quote, "We are concerned that this model has been designed with specific private sector entities in mind. If accurate, this could create ethics concerns, as the creation of this model would give those entities a leg up in the market," end quote. Obviously, this was not enough to dissuade Boehler from pushing the plan forward and then jumping back into the private sector. On the very same day that the list of DCEs participating in the 2021 pilot was released, Boehler announced the launch of an investment firm called Rubicon Founders and its partnership with Oak HC/FT, which presumably stands for Healthcare and Financial Technology. So I went to Oak HC/FT's website, and among its healthcare portfolio is a company called Village MD. Village MD alone comprises 6 of the 53 DCEs participating in the 2021 pilot program. And then Rubicon went on to buy out an established healthcare provider in the greater Detroit area called U.S. Medical Management, and Boehler is now the CEO of several investment firms which continue to profit off of Medicare privatization, including Rubicon. Now, sorry, were you going to say something about that?
We've passed the Rubicon.
Past the Rubicon. That's good.
That was.
So,
Welcome.
primary care practices, far from what we would typically think of as cash cows, are now being backed by huge Wall Street investors as well as commercial insurers who are keen on leveraging ownership of DCE practices to enroll patients in more profitable Medicare Advantage plans.
So I guess it's not enough for private equity to own your house. They also have to own your health.
They gotta own your soul, fucker.
Yes, they have to own your literal health.
Mm-hmm.
So to illustrate the profitability of Medicare Advantage, from April 2010 to August 2021, Medicare Advantage focused insurers Anthem, Cigna, Humana, United Health, and Aetna CVS enjoyed an 825% increase in average stock prices. 825% increase. The current head of CMMI, a woman by the name of Elizabeth Fowler, is actually the former vice president of public policy and external affairs of a company called WellPoint, what is now the aforementioned insurance giant Anthem. Anthem's net income exceeded $4.5 billion in 2020. And if you visit their website, anthem.com, you'll notice that the webpage footer has a link for healthcare fraud prevention, which, under the guise of, quote, keeping yourself and your loved ones safe, unquote, instructs the user on how to report fraud, waste, and abuse. In other words, it's a guide to saving money for insurance companies. Liz Fowler was also instrumental in preventing the inclusion of a public option in the ACA. She worked as chief health counsel to the Senate Finance Committee chair, Max Baucus.
Liz Fowler couldn't get any more Fowler. Sounded better in my brain. Sorry.
Yeah, it didn't work. That's not a rhyme.
Fuck.
She worked as chief health counsel to the then Senate Finance Committee chair, Max Baucus, who had
A useless old man from Montana.
He had 8 public option proponents arrested for disrupting a committee meeting in 2009, who they went on to become known as the Baucus 8 or something. I don't know. Is that true, Joe? Did I make that up?
No, that actually happened, which is kind of sad. That's the best they could come up with as a name, really. Naming themselves after a useless old guy from Montana.
I don't think they named themselves.
Oh, that's slightly less weird then. Max Baucus was kind of a tool, if I remember correctly.
CMMI's current chief strategy officer, a guy by the name of Purwa Rawal, expressed hopes of expanding the DCE program to all Medicare and Medicaid beneficiaries by the year 2030, thereby achieving complete privatization of the American healthcare system in 8 years' time.
To break down.
So earlier I mentioned risk scores, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that. DCEs, like Medicare Advantage insurers, profit from mischaracterizing the health of their target populations. Prior to enrollment, they scour the health records of beneficiaries to rack up superfluous diagnoses, thus increasing the risk score attached to those beneficiaries. And because capitation payments are adjusted to reflect the financial risk associated with taking on enrollees, DCEs collect much more than they intend to spend on treatment and then pocket the difference. And I'm not 100% certain about this, but this is my speculation. I speculate that in-network providers are also encouraged to coerce patients into undergoing unnecessary, expensive treatments and then reporting marginal improvements over time as to justify large capitation payments despite ostensibly improved health outcomes. And I mean, there's really no other conceivable justification for the level of overpayment at current, even if CMS acknowledges that hundreds of billions of dollars will be siphoned into the private sector to facilitate this pilot atop the existing expenditures on Medicare Advantage. So you might be asking yourself, how is this program actually affecting us in Massachusetts? Hey, how's this going to fuck me over? The Global and Professional Direct Contracting Model, that's the GPDC, launched on April 1st of 2021, though unfortunately this was not merely a fucked up prank. The pilot is currently operating across 38 states, plus Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico, involving 53 DCEs, 16 of which are new entrants. A majority of these entities are controlled not by providers, but by investors tied to commercial insurance companies. There are currently 4 DCEs operating in Massachusetts, all of which are new entrants. They're fresh on the scene, baby! Advanced Value Care 2, Iora Health NE DCE on Belay Health Solutions, and Perfect Health DCE. So I did some research on these companies, and it turns out Advanced Value Care 2 LLC, not super interesting, was incorporated in Cambria Heights, New York, 3 weeks before the direct contracting pilot launched. Iora Health NE DCE LLC was incorporated as a foreign LLC on Tremont Street just a few months before the pilot launched. However, this is just one of many branches of the parent company, a domestic LLC by the same name in Newcastle, Delaware. And this parent company was incorporated in December of 2019. The registered agent for which is called Corporation Service Company, which basically exists to register corporations anonymously in Delaware and then protect them from legal probes. They own a shitload of brands and partner with 90% of the Fortune 500. On to OnBelay Health Solutions, LLC. This was incorporated in Lawrence, Massachusetts, just 2 days before the pilot launched. This is also just a branch of its parent company of the same name, located in Newcastle, Delaware, which incorporated in February 2020. The registered agent is listed as National Registered Agents Incorporated, another commercial registered office provider. Perfect Health DCE LLC was also a branch of its parent company in Delaware. I'm sure you see the pattern here. So, to summarize, these companies established themselves in a corporate tax haven, Delaware, around the end of the Trump administration, and then made branches pop into existence as needed to generate revenue from their target populations once the pilot was underway, which is exactly what you want. That's how you want your healthcare to go. There has been some pushback on this. In December 2021, a group of physicians traveled to the Capitol in an attempt to confront President Biden and HHS Chair Xavier Becerra. They planned to present 1,500 signatures from medical professionals opposed to the pilot program, but they were stopped by security. And although the demonstration garnered some press coverage, the efforts were largely ignored. Spokespeople for PNHP, that's Physicians for a National Health Program, have claimed that not even our legislators are aware of the pilot. And so I call upon our listeners to sign the PNHP petition to terminate the direct contracting pilot, and I'll put that in the show notes.
Yeah, that sounds like a fucked system.
Yep.
I don't have any insights at the moment besides it's this is why, because like all that shit you just said is like overly complicated and bullshit, and like too many middlemen are like scratching each other's dicks, and it's just too much bullshit happening.
They're scratching each other's dicks? I'm pretty sure they're saying is scratching each other's backs.
No.
Joe, why do I even make jokes? Why do I even try? My friend. But no, like, what? Oh my god, dude. Fucking. They're always. Okay. It's a field of spectators. And what I'm saying is if you universalized healthcare, you'd get rid of all these bullshit spectators. They would get jobs that, like, would, like, be clerical people to make sure that the system could still run. But, like, you just have to go to the hospital and that's it. And that's it. That's why we need universal healthcare, because you don't want to have to know all this complicated shit. I didn't want to have to know it, but I have to. And we commend Jesse and Joe for what it was actually quite a bit of research, and I thank you.
Yeah, bravo, guys. Bravo.
Bring up
It was extremely tedious, and thank you.
Yeah. Woo!
Thank you.
Woo!
Woo. There you have it. Woo.
Do you have a thing?
Me?
Yes, you.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yeah, I'm Janus, and you can't make this shit up.
Can't do it.
And
are you gonna have to change it again to now with Comrade?
I did, but it doesn't sound very good.
With Comrade Janus.
He changed it. It's fine.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. This is something that Carlene found, so thank you, Carlene. Thank you very much.
Janus says thank you.
Huh?
Carlene's been on the show.
Janus says thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
She said you're welcome.
I can hear that. Yeah, this is what we got. This smart toilet can read your anus like a fingerprint, say scientists.
Yes. And that's your anus.
Yeah.
That's not Uranus.
Your personal anus.
My personal anus needs to be read by a monitor. I don't know.
I also like
my personal anus.
The art for this article is really good. In another lifetime, I would have been like the person who gets paid to create these like
I would have had a
illustration.
personal anus.
Personal anus.
It's paid to like make a fucking double helix art out of toilet paper for some reason.
So what is the? Oh, you dropped the link in the thing, and I didn't even look at it.
Yeah, sorry, I don't.
If you're looking very, very personalized data, your bathroom habits look no further.
Right.
So why they want to read my poo? Why they want to know what my butthole's up to?
Because your butthole has all kinds of stories to tell, it turns out.
Why do you try to get in my toilet?
What does my butthole have to say?
How I poo?
Yeah, no.
I got my ears to the bowl and I want to hear it. My butthole. I want my butthole to sing.
Well, I guess it's more your poop.
Sweaty Wife exclusive right there.
You can learn things about your health from your poop and pee. And I gotta give it to Insider, or whatever the fuck this is like a fucking financial. This is Business Insider. They decided to use poop and pee instead of like technical terms for poop and pee. So good on you, Business Insider.
Fecal matter
and urine.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, fuck it. We're gonna say poop, and we're gonna say pee.
What are feces, baby mice?
We're gonna connect with the people.
What is feces?
I guess like
baby mice.
Yeah, it can read your anal print, so it knows it's you.
Because no one's seen Donnie Darko. It's fine.
I've seen it, but it's been a while.
Read my anus, please.
How exactly does one suck a fuck? Oh, and then the toilet sends the data.
There's smelly opinions coming from my anus right now. All right, I'll stop.
No, my anus. Please.
No, he just sounded like Matt Berry. Anyways.
I'm starring in the new Star Wars movie.
Anyways,
yeah.
Talk about my butthole and my poop hole and my pee hole and the data
Talk
they need to
about
know.
My anus, please.
It's kind of like, it's like, what if Theranos was like, instead of needing a whole liter of your pee, we'll just need 1 drop of pee.
That'd be nice.
That's funny to people who get the reference. Anyways.
That's a very specific reference.
No, it's not. Theranos was a huge story. There's been like several things about it, several docs about it already. There's going to be a fucking TV show about it coming up. Come on.
I thought you were talking about...
Nobody cares about the Theranos thing for the most part.
Doc, I'm just making a joke. Oh my god. Fuck all of you. I feel attacked, I feel cornered, and I feel threatened. And I won't take it.
I literally thought you were talking about the time that I had to pee in a jug and it weighed 7 pounds.
What? Well, you said,
what?
You willingly forfeited that information on a public forum, so I did not talk you into that.
No, I know. I would be honored if you made casual references to that time. Anyway, this toilet can learn things about your health from your pee and your poop.
Scientists are going to look at your piss and your poop, and they're going to figure out what's wrong with you. Whoop, whoop, whoop. We're living in 1984.
Wow, that was an aggressive hard left turn.
We fully reap the
This
benefits
is the
of
dystopia. Mr. Orwell warned us of.
Must make their peace with the camera.
I don't want the government to know what's going on in my fecals and my urines.
My feet.
My fecals. I don't know why it came out that way.
Yeah, honestly, when you said that, it sounded like you were saying feet coals, which kind of implies that you have like cold.
My feet are cold.
To stand on.
All right.
I heard fecalies.
Sorry about this mess, but actually, you know what?
It's fine.
The mess that is your
It's
fecals.
It's fine. I know it's fine because you're going to help me edit this week.
Okay. Do you have anything else?
I got
a
crushed milk carton. I got a phone.
Okay.
Let's see here. I got a charging cord for.
So you got
phone,
no.
All
right.
No, I don't.
These are impressive. Oh, look at this one. This one diagram where it actually like has like the square around the butthole.
Yeah, there's some good diagrams.
Anal print scan.
Yep.
I like that anal print is one word. Like they have fingerprint and anal print, and they're both formatted the same way.
I also like this diagram that says male urination standing position, and the guy who's peeing looks like a giant baby. Like the proportions of his body are very strange.
Oh yeah, it is a baby. It's not. It's an actual baby. He's standing on a thing.
He's standing
on like a fucking yeah. Oh my god! What a terrible picture!
It's like a squatty
Why do they
potty.
make that? Why do they make the baby why do they make the fucking picture a baby? That's so weird.
He learned to be standing up at a very young age. Good for him. He's precocious. He's a precocious child.
That's so bizarre. That's so weird, man.
It's like
And it has a camera
artwork.
that's like positioned up towards you, like while you.
Yeah.
This is fucked.
Get your urine.
So far, the toilet has been tested on 21 participants. Oh, wow. Stanford researchers also surveyed 300 prospective participants, and 52% said they were at least somewhat comfortable with the idea. At least somewhat comfortable with the idea of having a camera shoved up their ass while they're shitting. I love this. I love this. Americans are such fucking weird freaks.
They probably already have these in Japan.
There's probably a bunch of people that are like literally like I can get like I can have a bunch of like scientists look at my junk when I'm taking a shit. Like sign me up, baby. That's what the first 21 were. Like that's who they were. They jumped at the opportunity. I'm sorry, that's a character assassination. You're probably just very interested in science and maybe your own personal health, and maybe that's why you signed up for this initial test run of this very interesting experiment, which could lead to breakthroughs of which we don't know.
It's innovation, baby.
Innovate, eight.
Do it. Innovate.
I just did.
Thank you.
Innovate.
Have to do it.
9.
Thank you for innovating.
I just did. I'm doing it again. Oh no. Constantly shifting.
I'm innovated again, dude. I don't know what this sounds like, but it says it's cute. So, hey, is it? Or is it, what is it? Is this cute? Oh, well, it's not that bad. It sounds kind of like a Star Wars character, actually. Anyways.
I guess we're back. Sorry we had some time off. Personal matters. Joe, I'm going to just give you a back massage that you will never forget. That's all I got to say.
It doesn't make any sense.
It'll make sense after the massage.
It still doesn't make any sense.
Like I said, it'll make sense after the massage, sir.
I'm not sure I want one.
You shifted into vaguely physical, vaguely sensual threats.
Yeah.
This is weird. It's been a while.
It's like the idea of being threatened with a back massage. Like, I'll give you this massage whether you want it or
Stop
not.
threatening me with a good time, Scott.
Wow, he actually wants it. Anyways, yeah, that is my name, Joe. Scott. My name is Scott.
His name is Scott.
Sweaty wife on the internet. Which, like, whatever. Maybe I'll do things again with my time and efforts. Maybe I won't. I still have songs I haven't put on the internet, which I probably should.
Okay.
Hey, forever.
Fuck this kid up. Anyways, you can find me on all the shit. Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, @SweatyWife. It's where we get down tonight. That's not a very good rhyme. Joe, why don't you go, you fucking jerk? I'm kidding. I love you, comrade. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call you a jerk. Sorry about that.
I'm Joe. I'm definitely the snarkiest person on this podcast, as is probably obvious by now. I don't know, probably don't bother trying to find me on the internet. I'm kind of a private person at this point.
Right? JLFB at your home. JLFB 1996. JLFB 1996. We love him. We need him to know. We can never grow
I love
old
how I
without
say
Joe
don't bother
and his
trying
love.
to find me on the internet because I'm kind of a
Yeah, and then I blew up your spot.
and you just do it anyways.
Yeah. That's where you can find him. Go find him.
Good thing no one listens to this.
Oh, wow.
That's the attitude.
Yeah, that's we'll really win them
Called
over with
revolutionary optimism. Thank you.
Janice, what's your deal?
I'm Janus.
Just moving on from Joe.
Me on the.
Dude, shut the fuck up.
You can. You can go. You can do. You can go. You can do it. You can go to.
You can do it. Go online.
You can go.
You can do it.
You can do a go online to readings by Hava.com. Hava has a C in it at the beginning, but the beginning.
Jesus Christ.
Is an R. Sorry. He's Jesse.
And I'm Jesse. You can find my music at soundcloud.com/contingentsboston, CONTINGENCE Boston. Remember to hit up comrade-rosie.org and click that Getting Involved tab because I fixed the part of it that was fucked up, and do what it says to do.
You can get
that.
involved.
Yeah, you can get involved, as it would imply. That's the title of that tab implies. And I have a blessed slam recommendation this week because probably by the time this gets released, I will already have seen this band. But Carlene and I are going to see this band in Worcester. Yeah, it's fucking blessed.
I'm not. I'm not criticizing. I'm just okay. Cool. I wonder why. Because you're seeing them. When are you seeing them in Worcester? Where? When?
Thursday. Your slam recommendation for the week is it's an album entitled Surpassing the Boundaries of Human Suffering by Ingested. The fucking British powerhouse of slam and brutal death metal and deathcore.
Ingested.
Yeah, they're from I forget where they're from.
Yeah, somewhere. What are those places?
From Manchester, England. It's not a particularly brutal hometown, but I like them. Sorry, my energy. I'm like not emotionally invested in this right now. But yeah, fucking some shit. Fuck. Yeah.
And you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, YouTube at Epic Incredulity. More importantly, we are on Patreon, where you can get our Marxist menageries and other such fine-tuned bonus content for you. Boner content for you, as we like to call it. Come be a boner comrade, I guess. Why didn't we just call it that?
Like the boner tier? Probably
yeah, why didn't we just call our fans like boner comrades or whatever? Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah.
Because it's a terrible idea, probably.
That's probably why we did. Yeah, that's it. We didn't think of this terrible idea at the time, and we thought, let's not go with that. Yeah, go to our fucking Patreon. You know, it's only $3, bitch. It's not that much. As I laugh. Anyways, every week we say,
How we doing?
How we doing? We're doing A-okay. And then we say Protecto.
Protecto.
And we call some local official. Wait, no we don't. I didn't say that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm totally fucking drained right now. Drained of my juice because my epoch is loose, and that's your epoch. There you go.
Of my juice.
That's actually pretty good.
I once was a connoisseur of all things interwebs, but these days have long since passed. Back on the Usenet forums, we would discuss such developments, such as the Adobe Flash Player, and we would...
This sounds very mid-90s.
Browse the code and
then it becomes like a folk song. I don't know. It's okay.
Our amazement with the fine engineering involved.
What are you talking about? Is he? What are you doing?
Wait, oh fuck! You give a fart.
What the hell is this? Some kind of tube?
Give Carrie a fart.
We've been farting all through this episode.
No, serenade him with the fart. He chaired the peer support meeting. Fucking give him some farts.
We've been farting all through this episode.
Give him a fucking fart, Scott. Thank you.
God, he reigns. Oh,